Hello, my stamping friends. It's Christine Ludwig from Christine's Stamping Spot. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Albert, Alberta. And welcome to my Mystery Monday video today for Monday, December the 15th. Oh my goodness, we are getting so close. 10 days till the guy in the red suit comes, right? How many of you are ready? How many of you are just finished all your shopping, all your wrapping, all your baking, just enjoying the season? I hope there are some of you there. I know it is not me. Um, I still have a few things on my list to do, but it'll all get done. I am positive of that. So today we are going to take a look at this Road to Christmas kit. I don't know how many of you had this kit or were able to purchase it when it was available. I know it was very popular at the beginning, sold out, came back in stock, and I believe it's now possibly unavailable again. However, what we're going to make today can be used with any sort of kit project, okay? I found an idea from Lynn Dunn again. I've been doing her work now for the past couple weeks. She just is so creative and so brilliant. So she's from stamptasticdesigns.com. Be sure to check her out. And she used this kit. She did some alternate ideas, which I did not do, so I don't have those to show you. But again, check out her website and you can see them there. But she did a really creative thing with this kit, which we are going to make today. So I just wanted to show you first off what is in this kit. I am loving our kits now. They have gotten, in my opinion, so much better over, from when they very first started. They are themed for so many occasions. We have some great Christmas ones, we have great birthday ones, all occasion ones, fall ones, and even just some non-card kits, right? We have a few little journals that they've been offering, some home decor pieces that you can do. So it's really worth your while to check out the kits collection and see what's available in that product line, because it is a really great way to do some projects a little more quickly. It takes all the guesswork out of the design process, and you can always alter the design. There are many people that just make alternate projects with the pieces in the kit. So having said that, I just want to show you what's in this particular one. Really great value. I think that's why this has been so popular. So you get a pack of dimensionals in there. You get a spool of tear and tape. You have these great cards that are focal point on your projects. And you get some trucks, which are so cute. I know we recently, was it in the last few years, we had that truck punch, right? And that was super popular too. Well, you could easily use that too if you still have it, to incorporate something similar. So two different designs of the trucks here. And then we have some pieces here that you can put into the trucks. So I've punched a couple out that we're going to use. So we have some trees, we have some adorable dogs, and some gifts that will fit into the back of the truck. So that's really fun. These are the card bases, actually. Oh, here's my other sheet of those. So you get two sheets of pieces that you can just punch out and pop on your project. Okay, and then these actually form the card bases. So they are scored, and this makes for a really fun card base. So you have, I believe this makes eight cards. And then you have these pre-printed greetings. So they come in English, German, and English, is it four? Yes, English, German, French, and Dutch. So you get 4 different languages. So very versatile. I know I did a couple of cards for some of my relatives over in Germany, and I was able to use the German greeting so they understand it, although they do understand the English as well. And these fantastic envelopes, like look at the plaid on the inside. Isn't that fun? And then these beautiful trees here on the envelope. So it's a really great kit. So I'm sure it will come back in stock and you guys will have a chance to get it again. Okay, so the project we are making is this one. It's a box that will hold all of the cards in this kit. And Lynn just decorated the front of it. So basically, I'm using 2 kits, okay, to create this. Or you can use one and just not make as many of the projects of the cards, because we are using some of those card pieces on our front and to design the box, okay? And inside it holds all of these 8 cards and envelopes. So if you were just to make the cards, they are 2 different designs. So this is what they look like. Okay, so you'd get this design and this design in the kit if you were to make the 8 cards. And aren't those just perfect? I mean, they are so beautiful. And here you have the little gifts that pop into the back of the truck. Here you have the tree that pops into the back with some gifts if you like. And you have your little pooch here sitting there waiting for the owner to drive away. So I love this. I love, love, love this kit. Okay, so let us get to today's project. And we're going to make this box, okay? I'm not going to make the cards, but we're going to make the box. And the cards have instructions in the kit, so you can easily put those together when you would be able to get this, or if you have it already. Okay, so I'm closely going to follow my directions. I'm going to bring out my paper trimmer to start, because we have to cut some and score for our box, okay? So you are going to need a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. This can be any color that you like. You could do it in white. You could pull out any of the colors from here if you wanted red. I'm going to do the black like Lynn did because I really like how that made the whole those images just pop. Okay, so you have a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock and you're going to cut it to 12 by 10, okay? So one edge we're going to leave at 12 and the other one we are going to cut at 10. Okay, so we're going to cut a strip off here, off the end, all right? So we have 10 by 12 here. I hope you can see this on the camera there. Okay, so now we're going to do some scoring. So with the 12-inch side up at the top at your ruler, we're going to score at 5 inches on each side. Okay, so you're going to slide it over to the 5-inch mark, move your cutting blade out of the way, and just score at 5 inches here. And then you're going to flip your paper. You're still on the 12-inch side, and score at 5 inches again. Okay, so those are 2. And then we're going to rotate it to the 10-inch side. Okay, so we have the 10 inches at the top of our ruler here. Okay, so on the 10-inch side, you're going to score at 2 inches on each side. Okay, so slide it to the 2-inch mark. Make sure it's lined up. And then with your scoring blade, you are going to score at 2 inches. Then you're going to rotate it again. And again, on the 10-inch side, line it up at the 2-inch mark. Okay, 2 inches. And then score. How many times have we had that cutting blade in the way? Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is our box. Now, we may as well cut and score for the lid. So for this, you could just take a regular piece of basic black, 8.5 by 11. I'm just going to grab one. Because we don't need a 12-inch piece, so we may as well save those 12-inch pieces for the base of our box there. Okay, so for the lid, I adjusted this measurement just a teeny bit. So you're going to cut it at 8 1/8. So this is 8 1/2. So 8 1/8. Okay. By 4 1/8. Okay, so 4 1/8. All right, so this is extra. Now we have to do a bit of scoring on this as well. And for this, we are going to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. All right. So we'll put it up here to the 1 inch mark. And we will score. Turn it, score again at the 1 inch mark. And again, score at the 1 inch mark. And our last one at the 1 inch mark. Okay. So that should be all of the cutting and scoring with our paper trimmer. So you can, well, we'll need to, actually, no, we're going to need to cut some of our other pieces. So I'm just going to put this lid piece aside because we will do that last. Okay, we'll work on our box first. So maybe what I'll do is we will bring back our base and we will score on all of these score lines. Okay, so bring out your bone folder and just give it a really good score. Now you could use your scoreboard too if you didn't want to use your scoring blade on your paper trimmer or don't have one, that's fine. So we're just going to score this. I like to burnish it on both sides just for a nice crisp edge. Where are we here? Sorry, it's a little bit tricky to see this black here. Where's my score line? Oh, there it is. Okay. Further than I expected. All right. So I think we have score lines here. All of those. Do we have? Okay. Yes, I think we are good. So before we start decorating, we just have to do a teeny cut here. Let me just see where that is. So on the 12-inch side, so I'm just going to measure this. Okay, on the 12-inch side, which is here. So I don't know if you can see this, but on these score lines here, we are just going to cut from the edge to the score line. On this end, turn it around and cut it here and here, okay? So what I like to do as well is to miter, which is just to sort of angle trim these pieces here, because it makes for a little bit of an easier fold when you're gonna attach these tabs here together. Okay, so let's just miter the center one. You don't need a ton off, just a little bit is good. And then we'll do that on the other side as well. May as well just do all this little prep work first. Okay. And then this one as well. And then we can start decorating our base. Now I like to decorate before assembling because it just makes it easier to attach your pieces, right? Okay, so we have our little tabs here and our sides. And so basically our box is going to go up like this and assemble together. Okay, so we have a front and a back. Okay, so I'm going to lay it down. Actually, first, we have to cut some panels to decorate this. Oh, that would be helpful, wouldn't it? Okay, so for that, we are going to use these card bases from the kit, right? The ones that they would use as the card base, we are going to use to decorate. So as I mentioned, there is a score line. I'm just going to show you again. There is this score line here, right? And so what you're going to do is just cut right on that score line, and you are going to get 2 pieces that measure, I'm just going to tell you the measurements, 5.5 by 4 1/4, which is our usual sort of layering measurement, right? So we have 2 of these, and these are going to form the panel on the front and on the, or sorry, the front, got it backwards, and the back of the box. Now we need these 2 panels, okay? So this is 1 sheet of that backer. And then for the panels, you're going to take out a second base, and you're going to cut your 2 panels at, let me see, 4 1/4 by 1 3/4. So you're going to need 2 of those as well. Okay. Alrighty. So let us decorate this. So we will grab these big panels first, and you can put them on just with regular adhesive or with glue, whatever you decide. So now just to remember, and maybe if I fold this up it's easier to see. Okay, so this will be the center. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, there's the score line here, the score line there, and the bottom. So we want to leave a little bit of space at the top here for our lid, right? So we're going to put this almost at the bottom, not quite, leave a little bit of a space, and just center it between these side score lines here. Okay, so you've got a little bit of room here. That went on a little bit crooked. Ta-da! Let's just move this down a teeny bit. Okay, so that's one side. And then we'll flip it and do the other side with our panel. Okay, so same thing. It's easier for you to see. So we will put it here, just leave a little bit of an edge, a border, and then you have a little bit bigger border towards the top. Okay, and you're just going to press that down. Okay, so now we have to do the side panels here, okay? So that's where these come in. So we will just add some adhesive here. And again, you're gonna, this will be my top or whichever one you decide. So you're gonna just sort of look at where these 2 lined up. And again, leave a little bit of space towards the top there, and then the bottom we will line up here. Okay, a little bit of space, like so. So basically your box is going to look like this right now. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to attach these sides. So we are going to put some adhesive on the top of this tab and this tab, and then we are going to fold them in, okay, to secure. So this is where you can use the tear and tape that was in your kit. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit here, or our liquid glue is really good too, but whenever I'm doing boxes or kind of 3D items like this, I like to kind of use my tear and tape because I trust that it should hold for the most part. And the cards that go in here aren't super, super heavy, so I think you're probably okay. Even snail, not snail. Oh, I keep calling it snail. How many of you guys do that? Oh my goodness. Our Stampin' Seal Plus is what I meant to say. That's probably good for boxes too. Okay. All right, so we have those in place. So now let's start with one. I'm gonna just peel off this backing. Okay. So I'm going to tuck it underneath the black one first, not the one with the cardstock on there. Okay, so you're just going to tuck it under and line up those edges and just secure them. Now I know black is a teeny bit hard to see. Okay, so you've got that one. And then let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, so we're going to put it under the black first. Okay, so you're going to line up those edges like so. So we're halfway there, halfway there. I should have decorated my front first, but I did not. Okay, that's okay. We will do that after. So now what I want to do is put some adhesive on these two flaps because they are going to come up like this and adhere over here to close up our box. So again, I am going to use some tear and tape. Okay, one there, and then do one. Do one on this side. Okay, I don't know if we need one in the middle, probably not. Okay, then I'll flip it. Hope you guys can see this. Okay, let's do this one here and one more on the edge. And I think that should hold. Okay. All right. So let's take off the backing. I just think this is such a great idea, especially if you like to give it as a gift, right? I think it's really, really neat. Okay, so you're going to fold in your edges, and just this should line up fairly even here. So give it a press, all right, and then we'll take off this one. And we'll line that up like so, and give it a press. And there's our box. Ta-da! Yay! It all seemed to kind of match pretty well, I think. Okay, so let's pick a side to be our front. How about this one? Okay, so now we're going to add our little pieces from the kit, which are fun. Okay, so first off, I chose this one because we're sort of doing more of a horizontal type of box. So we are going to put this here in the middle, just a little bit above that card base. Okay, not at the top because we still have our lid going on. So let's just put that on with some cardstock. Now this is where decorating would probably be easier before assembly, and I was really going to try to remember to do that, and I did not. But it makes it easier because then you're on a flat surface, right? And it's just way easier to assemble. Okay, so there's our little tree lot on there. And let us add our spruce tree. So in this truck, you have this little slit that they've cut in here, okay, which you can insert your piece. So we are just going to put our tree in there, and you can adjust it if you want it to, be up a little higher, if you want it a little more on the side, however you like. Okay, and then I'm going to just turn this over and add some dimensionals back here because we're going to pop this up. And then we'll secure that tree in there as well. Okay, I just have some little pieces here that I'm using up. So good to put in those little spaces where the tires are. front, and then maybe I'm just using them up. That's why I've got so many going on, even though I do love dimensionals and use them a lot. Okay, so let's do this. And we will put our truck with our tree here on the lot. Okay, on our tree lot. All right, and then we're going to add our little pooch. Oh, he's so cute. Little golden retriever is what he looks like to me. Maybe we'll just put some minis on him. Although, you know what? I think one large one, one regular dimensional should hold him in place. I don't think we need more than one. Okay, let's do one. And where should we put him, our little guy? He's got his little winter scarf on. Okay, how about we put him right here? And he is waiting for his master to come. Ah, isn't that adorable? And then we'll put a little greeting on, but I want to get the lid done first so we know how far down that goes. Okay, isn't that adorable? Okay, we'll set this aside and do our lid. So we'll bring back that piece that we scored. So let us fold all of these edges. And just make sure those are nice and crisp. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with cutting in and mitering these edges, okay? So we're just going to cut in from the ends here. And then I'm this time going to miter these outside pieces because they're going to tuck in behind, okay? So let's just miter this one here. I know it's kind of a fancy word, but they use it in scrapbooking a lot, mitering your edges. It just makes your folds a little bit crisper. So, and a little bit easier to assemble. Okay, cut that little edge off. And then our last one here. And this one, I'm going to try to remember to decorate before we put it together. Okay, so from that second piece of your card base, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 5 pieces here. Okay, so we have one for the center here. And this one is 5.5 by 1 3/4. And I will try to post these measurements. And this will also go onto YouTube. So if you want to re-watch the video later on, you can certainly do that. Okay, so we'll just center that on the front top panel. Okay, that's going to be your top. And then we have these 2 long ones for the sides. Okay, so let us, I'll bring my little mat out. Make sure I've got it on those ends. Okay, so we will line this up underneath here. Again, leaving that little bit of a border. Okay. And then we'll flip it around and put on the second one. Okay, so let's put this one underneath here as well. I'm just trying to line up these edges a little bit so they look a little more even. They may not be 100%, but that's okay. And then we have these 2 for the ends. Okay, so let's do that. And we will center that and turn it around. This is also a great way to use up some of your designer papers. If you just want to make an all-occasion card box or something, you can certainly pull out some beautiful designer papers to decorate your box, right? Okay, so that is that. Now we are going to put some adhesive on these 4 little outside tabs. So again, I'm going to use my tear and tape, and I'm just going to put like one little strip. I think I'll just put it at an angle. I think that should be enough to hold it. And then we will put this together and see how it fits on top of the box. I hope it's pretty good. Okay, and then we'll put our cards in there to show you how they all fit as well. Okay, so let's take off one. We're gonna line up those edges there. Give it a little press. Same on this one. Give that a little press. And then here. This number 3 and our last one. Come on. There we go. Okay, so tuck that black under and do our little, there. Okay, so there is our lid, and ta-da! It fits on our box. This one is actually a little bit loose. Maybe I shouldn't have adjusted that measurement. Instead of 8 1/8, you can try just going 8 inches on your lid. Because when I did my first one, it was a little bit tight. Yeah, see, it's a little bit, maybe I mismeasured on my original one. However, having said that, let's grab our cards and fit them in our box. And put on our lid. And there you go. How stinking cute is that? Yeah, this lid is a little bit loose, so I have to change that measurement to 8 inches, I think. This is my original, and that fits better. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but is that not just so cute? Oh, and we have to put on our little greetings. So let me grab those and see which one we will put on. I really like this sending loads of Christmas cheer, because you've got your truck full. You can even add one of those little gifts in here too if you wanted. And we'll just pop this up with some dimensionals too now that the lid is on. Where is my sheet? Here we go. Okay. That, and that. Okay. I may just redo that lid and use the 8-inch. The 8-inch measurement, 8 by 4 1/8, I think might be better for your measurement. Otherwise, everything stays the same. There, how do you like that, our little guy? Isn't that a great gift idea for somebody? I think that is wonderful. And like I said, you could use this for any of the kits. Because it comes with all the cards. I would maybe purchase 2 kits and then use one for just the cards, and then the other one you could use for your decorating, and any extra pieces that you have, you could still make some of the card samples because you're not using a lot of the product. I believe this is probably 2 card bases for this one box. So you're basically, instead of 8 cards, you could still make 6 cards, and you could probably fit them in the box. They would still fit. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that project today. I love this one, and this loads of Christmas kit. Hopefully it will come back. Probably not till after the season this year, but you'll have it for next year, and it will be a wonderful gift idea for somebody. All right, everyone, stay warm where you are, and we will see you next week for our probably, I don't know if that'll be our last Mystery Monday of the year. Depends, we might be able to squeeze in one after Christmas. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, have a great week, everyone. We'll see you later. Bye for now.